Ranking Member Heller for agreeing to this hearing, and thanks to all the members here. Senator Landrieu and I really appreciate it. And I also want to recognize and thank several elected officials and community leaders here from Louisiana. But in doing so, I know we both want to emphasize this is not some parochial Louisiana issue. This is a national issue, be assured. We might be feeling it first. More of our people might be experiencing first. But this movie is coming to a theater near you, and it ain't a good ending right now. And so we need to really get ahead of that curve and discuss and fix this problem. I also want to thank Administrator Fugate for being the key witness of this hearing, and I'm hopeful that with his presence, this can be a truly substantive discussion that actually advances the ball down the field and isn't just a lot of talk. You know, we all knew what the discussion was when we were debating Biggert Waters. And Senator Tester is right. We all expected some premium increases. We know that's necessary to make the system fiscally sound. But quite frankly, what we've been told to expect since then is a completely different planet in some cases. Before the fact and before the debate and the vote, we had several studies, and I have the citations here from Senate committees, GAO reports, that basically suggested that properties that were subsidized under the flood insurance program might be subsidized up to 50% or 40% or 55%, those that were subsidized, and that was a minority. You know, to deal with some modest premium increases over time, to deal with that situation and make the program fiscally sound is one thing. Since Biggert Waters has started to be implemented, we're hearing something dramatically different. We're hearing that, and my constituents and Mary's constituents are specifically hearing that they could face a premium increase from $633 a year to $28,544 a year for a policy worth $250,000. Now, that's not just made-up numbers. That's Bill Bubrig, resident of Plaquemines Parish. He lives in a home that was constructed at or above the elevation he was told he needed at the time. He followed all the rules at the time. He followed those rules. And that is what he's now being told that he might expect. Now, one thing I hope this hearing gets to is exactly what he can expect, because quite frankly, in Administrator Fugate's written testimony, I think he's again downplaying the possible impacts. He's talking about some rates in Louisiana reaching as high as $10,000. Well, his FEMA employees have told many of our constituents to expect something way beyond that. So I hope we can clarify that. Several weeks ago on August 8, we did have a productive visit from David Miller and others at FEMA to South Louisiana to talk about just this, and it was productive. I asked David 3 questions then, and I told him they would be my 3 main and first questions to Administrator Fugate. And I think they're the 3 questions we need to start to get answers on. And so the Administrator has had well over a month notice, and I want to lay those questions out. Number 1, the President has delayed major parts of Obamacare because they're not ready for prime time for implementation. So will the administration and FEMA delay Biggert Waters, or at least major portions of Biggert Waters, for at least a year, because it is clearly not ready for implementation? Number 2, will FEMA agree to halt releasing new flood insurance rate maps until issues involving their accuracy, properly taking into account all flood features, are completely worked out? And number 3, will FEMA join members of Congress, including everyone in the Louisiana delegation, and proactively promote solutions to the affordability issue. That is key, and we need help and leadership from FEMA. We're doing that. Many members are doing that. We need FEMA to do the same. I'll stop here and certainly look forward to expanding on those thoughts in our discussion.